Well, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. I wanted to tell you guys about a channel real quick before I get into this video. I'll leave a link down below to Bridget's brother. His name is Rick and his son Ricky. So it's Rick and Ricky. They do YouTube, and these guys do racing, and they're into high performance cars, drag racing, wrenching, auto mechanics, all kinds of stuff like this. They travel around to different racetracks and stuff, you guys. Very cool, very knowledgeable guys. I spent some time getting to meet these guys when we were at the family reunion out in Iowa, and I told them I'd leave a link to their YouTube channel. So for you guys and gals that are watching my channel, if you like that kind of thing and are into racing and would like to check out Bridget's brother's channel, I'll leave the link down below so you guys go check it out and subscribe and show them some love. I think you'll find it pretty cool, and tell them Kevin sent you. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Now on to the video. I wanted to talk about some things that I've been hearing a lot of lately, and it is the unemployment numbers in this country. There is an awful lot of people, a very large amount of people in the United States right now that are getting laid off and fired from their jobs. They're being let go. And this is what I believe is because this is the beginning of the AI takeover of people losing their jobs that AI can do. Keyboard jobs, computer jobs. These are people that right out of high school, they went to college, racked up a whole bunch of debt, tens of thousands of dollars just to get a piece of paper that makes them qualified for a job that had no security. What I wanted to tell you is that these younger people are doing everything that everyone else is doing, and this is why they're not getting anywhere. This is why nothing's working for them. I'm not talking about careers here. I'm talking about people that want and need a job to get by every day right now, to pay their bills right now, to buy groceries, to pay rent, a car payment, whatever. They want a job right now, but they're going through a means that everybody else is doing. Everybody's doing the same thing. People are going on the internet to find a job. People are going to job fairs to find a job. All my life, you guys, all my life, I never ever went the traditional standard route to get a job. Surviving in the cracks of society, what I meant when I talked about that many years ago, it's a metaphor. It's by not using the route that everyone else is taking, a way that no one else is utilizing. And that's what I would do whenever I would look for a job. I would network and I would talk to people. I would get to know people. By doing so, you gain their trust. They get to like you. They get to know you. They get to know what kind of person you are. And then when they see what a hard worker you are, what an honest person you are, a trustworthy person, they won't hesitate to give you a job. These are people that already have money. They've got money to where they can afford to hire you for some type of service that they need that they can't do themselves. This is the kind of jobs I'm talking about, you guys. I'm not talking about corporate America. I'm not talking about the computer jobs and working in a cubicle, working in an office, working for some firm, all these jobs that everybody wants because it's 6 figures a year, and then everyone's going through the same method to get that same kind of job, and that puts you in just the 1% of ever getting a job like that because you're up against too many people. The best way to get a job, the best way to survive is to go about it on your own, on foot, in person, and talk to people. Talk to the right people, the people that have the means to employ you. This is how I have survived my entire life, is by going outside of the box and finding a way to employ myself that wasn't the norm. I didn't go to the labor department. I didn't fill out applications and then wait for an interview. I would talk to people and I would get hired doing various different types of jobs where it actually gained me an income. And it was because I went through different methods. I was talking to people, meeting people, asking around, someone that would refer me to someone else, and then they'd tell me where I could go find this person and talk to that person, get to know that person. You guys, if you follow the traditional ways, you're going to be competing with so many people. The odds of you getting a job is going to be slim to none. You got to go about it on your own and through a method to where you're not a follower. This is what I've talked about so many times in videos, you guys. You don't want to be a follower and be doing everything that everybody else out there is doing. The competition is way too great for you to have any chance of success doing that. Some of the best things that you will ever see or find in your lifetime is when you go off trail. not on trail, off trail. Everyone else is on the trail. When you go off trail, that's when you discover places you never dreamed. But people don't seem to either know this or want to do this. They want to go some way that's just a little bit easier, following the masses, because somewhere deep down inside themselves, they think that that's going to be the way that's going to work. And no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. If you drop me off in the middle of the Midwest and I had no money, no job, no nothing, but the clothes on my back, the first thing I would do is find a farmer and go knock on that door. I'd walk up a long driveway and go knock on that farmer's door and introduce myself and say exactly what I'm looking for. And if it wasn't something he couldn't give me as far as employment goes, then he could refer me to someone that would, maybe a neighbor or someone that lives down the road. That's what I would do to get a job. I would go my own route and take my destiny into my own hands to find a way to get employment, because that's how I've always done it and I've always survived. And I've always been able to make my own money and get my own jobs. And I wasn't competing with anybody because most people won't go that route. So there's zero competition. Zero competition, because I'm the only one that's showing up and knocking on that door, not 1,000 other people. You go online and you go the method that all these other people are doing online, these people aren't going to find jobs. These people are going to be unemployed for months or years to come. And it's because they won't take the initiative to do something that's outside of the box, something that's different, because they're too afraid to take a chance. And that's what gets them in the long-term unemployment category with all these other people that are going to be unemployed for a very, very long time, because they can't seem to figure out alternative ways to make things work to their advantage. And that's what you have to do. You have to network and know people and talk to people and get to know people. That's how you start. I've done that very thing for many, many years, and it continues to still be a benefit to this day. To this day. This is why I don't worry so much, because there's always ways to make money when you go outside of the box and you choose to go about life choosing the cracks in society and not doing what the rest of the masses are doing. That's what works. It not only works, but it works damn good. And if you try it, you'll see that it's true. These people all the time, you guys on my channel, leave comments. My subscribers, different viewers that are just passing through my channel. When I'm on the topic about talking to people, meeting people, and they tell me how much of a shut-in they are, that they prefer that life, they want to be alone, they say F everybody else, screw people, I don't want to talk to people, I don't like being around people. They go on and on about all their reasons. I could never, ever in my lifetime be that way, because the people that I have met and talked to every single time that I go somewhere out in public, I have met some of the nicest people you could ever meet or talk to. Bridget and I went to Long Point State Park just yesterday evening to go see a sunset. And way out at the end of the pier on a bench was an elderly couple in their early 70s. They looked like they were only in their 50s. They were in really good shape for their age. And I struck up a conversation with them, and they had a golden lab with them. And Bridget and I ended up talking to this couple, this very nice couple, for 45 minutes. And lo and behold, they were from the same small town that Bridget was born and raised in the state of Ohio, before she moved with her family to Iowa. And they were from the very same area. And that this gentleman's wife even went to school at the same school that Bridget attended, and even had the same teachers. And I said, what a small world. And they were the nicest people you could ever talk to. And this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, to where you get out there and you meet people and you network, because knowledge is power. By talking to people, they may have something that they can tell you, like they may know someone that would be able to give you a job, be able to employ you. But if you don't get out there and talk to people, you're never going to know. You're never going to find this information. It's not in any book. It's not on any website. You got to get out there and socialize and have a life. Because these people that live closed up, they're never going to get anywhere in life. They're never going to have a life. They're always going to be unhappy. They'll never admit it. They'll never admit it, because underneath the layers, you can't tell me being kept up in your house 24/7 all the time, year round, alone in your house, that's a happy existence. I'm not buying it one damn bit. I don't believe that at all. That's not human nature. That's not even normal. When you get out there and you have experiences, you meet some of the nicest people, and great experiences come of it. You got to live. You got to live, and you got to talk to people, and you got to network. Bridget and I get out as much as we can, and it's the little things in life, and it's the people you talk to, and it's the conversations you have, the people that you meet, and it's great. And you realize that this world isn't what people are telling you on YouTube. The people that we have talked to have been the nicest, most polite, pleasant people to talk to, young and old. And then people out there say that everybody's rude and they're an SOB. That is not true. Couldn't be further from the truth. There's a lot of good people out there, and every time we go out, it's a positive experience. And I strike up conversations with people every single time we go somewhere. I make it a point to do so. And they have pets with them. They had a golden lab. I was petting their dog. He was telling me how the dog was raised on a farm. He likes to chase rabbits and squirrels and deer. And we were laughing about the different things that his dog would do, that it was comical. And you can meet friends, you can have relationships, you can meet the love of your life by doing that. There was even a young woman that was walking around in that park all by herself, and she looked very, very lonely. She had nobody with her. And if there would have been a single man there walking around, maybe the two of them would have met and struck up a conversation. And who knows what could come of those opportunities. But when you stay home and you do nothing and you refuse to live your life, because you're afraid of what other people on YouTube are telling you that the world out there is like, when it's not true. It's flat out not true. And then they say people even on YouTube can't afford to go out to dinner. When Bridget and I went to a Mexican dinner the other night, first time in our lives we ever went to this Mexican restaurant, and this place was packed with people, and it was standing room only. After we paid for our meal and left, at the front door, there was a huge group of people waiting for a table to come available so they could sit down and order their meal. And when we got done eating our dinner, humongous portions to where we had to get a box to go to take the food home, the bill was only $29 with drinks. So when people say you can't afford to go out to dinner, that everything is super expensive and nobody's going out to dinner because nobody can afford it, well, I'm here to tell you, around here, you guys, restaurants come supper time are jam-packed with people. And these aren't rich people. They're just people going out to dinner because they can afford it. Why? Because the stuff you're hearing on YouTube is a bunch of lies. People are lying to you on there. And they're telling you that the world is an awful place and they want you to be afraid of it and never go anywhere and never do anything and don't talk to people, don't meet people. It's horrible, you guys. Those people are the ones that are going to wreck your life. Just like the ones that tell you to go follow the masses to go find a job, when that's the worst possible thing that you can do, is to search for a job online. Submitting your resumes the old-fashioned way when that stuff doesn't even work anymore. Nobody even wants to read those resumes anymore. Nobody cares if you've been to a 4-year college or if you've got 6 years worth of college under your belt. No one cares about that stuff anymore. Nobody cares about degrees. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Back in the day it did, not anymore. But what the hell do I know? A lot of people don't even listen to me. A lot of people think I don't know anything what I'm talking about, yet this is how I survived my entire life. I've survived this way. I've always done my own thing. I don't follow what other people do out there. I don't even listen to the other people that are out there because they're the ones that are following the masses. They're the ones that are like the sheep, being led to the slaughter because they can't think for themselves. And they sure as hell won't listen to someone like me. So if you're somebody that's young and looking for a job and watching this video, follow the cracks of society. That's where you want to exist because no one else is in there. And that's how you make your way in this world, is by not doing what other people are doing. If you listen to the BS on YouTube, people lying to you, a lot of these creators telling you negative stuff, making you feel depressed about the world out there, and that makes you want to stay in your house all the more, well, then that's the life you're going to have by listening to those people. I would rather be living, going out with Bridget, talking to strangers, meeting people, socializing with people, having a good time, making memories, going and seeing a beautiful sunset. Yesterday we saw a couple that was getting married on the paddle ship on Chautauqua Lake, and their entire wedding party was with them, and they were having a great time. And then after they went through, then a little tiki barge went through where everybody was on that thing having a good time and socializing. And people say the world is a terrible place. No, it's not. The ones that don't fall for that shit are the ones that are living. You got a choice to make. You could either be locked up in your house and believe everything that people are telling you on YouTube, that this world sucks and that people suck and that there's nothing good out there anymore in the world, or you can see through that BS and be a part of the people that are out there living and having a good time and making memories, and they're actually living their life. The choice is yours. Which side of that coin do you want to be on? I know what side of the coin I'm on, and I know what side of the coin I'm staying on. Because a lot of that garbage that's on YouTube, on my TV set, every single evening is nothing but trash. And people believe everything they're being told on there, and they take it to the bank as truth. When Bridget and I go out and we see that everything that's being said on there is the exact opposite of what our reality is. And we've been going everywhere and seeing what's being said on there is not true. Not true at all. We've gone out to dinner and it's been totally affordable. We go out to dinner, it's been packed with people. So much so that we have to go an hour and a half earlier than we otherwise would want to eat dinner just so we can sit down at a table. That's how packed it is. You go out shopping, thousands of people are shopping. You go to the parks, they're filled with people. We even looked to reserve a campsite at a campground for this next weekend. Can't get one. They're totally booked solid. People are living their lives. People aren't staying home and shut in and afraid of the world like people commenting on my videos are saying. Who the hell wants that life? If that's the life you want, that's your business. That's fine if that's the life you want. It's just not the life I want. It's not the life I'm going to live, and anybody out there that wants to improve their life should get out there. Talk to people, make friends, make relationships, maybe end up finding the love of your life, and getting away from your smartphone. Getting out there and living life the way God intended it to be. Follow what everyone else is doing and believe all the BS that they're telling you that's leading to hopelessness, or listen to others that are like me that are telling you that that stuff isn't true. And that method to find a job is not the way to do it. Not at all. Not at all. That's my best advice for this day I could give you guys. And because Bridget and I are going to keep getting out there, keep meeting people and talking to people and having wonderful experiences regardless of what people say on YouTube, because we know it's flat out bullshit. Straight up. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.